Okay, so in this live, I'm just going to discuss some of the issues that are holding students back on the GCSE English language paper. I get a lot of students that come into me that have issues in uh, a number of elements of this paper, and very often they're not really sure where they're going wrong. So, what I wanted to do briefly was just to discuss three key areas that students are often having problems in, and what I think the remedies are for those areas. So, this is the first live I've actually done. I'm not so familiar with the dashboard and how it works. Normally, I used to do screencasts for the other videos. So I'm not going to be able to show you a picture of my whiteboard here, but I'm just going to describe what the issues are verbally. So the number one issue that stops students from gaining a pass on the GCSE English language paper is underdeveloped writing skills. The way the exam is marked, if you don't have writing skills of a certain level, it doesn't matter how good your analysis is. It doesn't matter how good your vocab is. It doesn't matter if, frankly, you get many of the questions right or you get them all right. If your writing is inaccurate and underdeveloped, you're simply not going to pass the exam. Conversely, the higher and more sophisticated level your writing attains, the higher the grade you're going to have access to. Okay, so this is what this exam comes down to how developed are your writing skills. A lot of students don't realize that, and they come in having failed and work with me on a reset basis, and they say things like, I felt like I got all the answers right. And then I'll read through their writing, and it'll become very clear the reason they failed is because their writing is just of too low a level for a pass. So that begs the question, what can you do to actually address that, and how can you improve that? And that's something I'm not going to go into right now. But needless to say, I do have many, many, many tools to improve your writing. One of the things you could do if you want something quickly, a quick reference point would be to go to Amazon.com and search my guide, Lawrence Explains English GCSE. Lawrence Explains English GCSE. If you get that guide, it's only a tenner. That gives you basically all of the skills that you need to improve your writing, and it also gives you exercises you can do to develop that writing. For 10 quid, it's almost a gift. I have to put some charge on it, but it's almost a gift, to be honest with you. That's something that I'll just say is worth checking out if your writing skills are not developed. Linked to this is the second thing that I'm going to mention, and that is a lack of basic grammar. Many students, as they enter their GCSE exams and or their mock exams, are still lacking basic grammar. They couldn't identify what a noun versus a verb is. They couldn't identify the subject of a sentence. The punctuation is lacking. They don't really know how to use commas. It's very haphazard. They've got no idea how to use a colon, semicolon, and even their quotation is not particularly good. And that overall leaves a bad impression with your writing, and it makes the meaning less clear as well. So again, if you're looking for a quick solution to that, go again, Amazon.com, Lawrence Explains English GCSE. I know it sounds a little bit like I'm just trying to sell you this book, but really it's no great benefit to me. This is just the best way for you to get this at the lowest possible cost. So a lack of basic grammar, and this is something I do with people, is just spend time working on their grammar, taking students through every element of grammar, so that when they get into the exam, they know they're able to execute, they know they're able to write accurately. And the last one I'm going to mention here, so the third reason students are failing the exam is because they're simply not preparing. People don't prepare for the English language exam for some reason. I suspect it's because they don't know what to prepare. I suspect it's because they don't know what to prepare. And that's one reason why I wrote the book. It's another reason why I also created a course as well for this exam. It's an online course. It can be accessed. Go to my website, lawrenceexplains.com. You can find link to the course on there. But you should be doing some real preparation. And what should that preparation look like? It's not just past papers. It's also skills development, developing your writing, developing your creative writing, your skills of analysis, knowing what to look out for, revising critical vocabulary. Your vocabulary is basically your tool set for accessing this paper. So there's so much you can prepare for the English language paper, and people just don't revise it. I know they don't because students tell me this. And it's somewhat understandable because I believe the resources have not been there to assist students with their preparation. So those are the top 3 things people are having issues with that are causing them to fail this exam. And you don't need me to really go into, the potential consequences of failing this exam if you really should be passing it or not doing as well as you might do. Nowadays, the world is becoming, frankly, more academic. It's becoming more intellectually and cognitively demanding. So you do need some basic academic skills as a platform to then go into whatever area you are interested in. But you do need that basic platform. And that's what we're trying to give students at the GCSE level. GCSE stands for General Certificate of Secondary Education. So it is a general certificate. It's a platform for you to go on to do bigger and better things. But if you're unable to lay that foundation, you're going to have great difficulty. It's probably going to be impossible to access higher education and so on and so forth. So this is something to take seriously now. And you do want to make sure you are developing these skills in the next couple of months. If you're a GCSE student and things are coming up, imminently, as I say, just go over to Amazon and look for Lawrence Explains English GCSE, and you can get my guide there. You can also look on my website. You'll see the video course there. They're both designed for you to consume in the shortest possible amount of time. Most of my time through the year is spent working with students on more of a long-term basis, so we really get those skills absolutely on point for every student. But at this stage, there is not much time left. So that's why I would point you in the direction of those resources, and they'll be interesting and useful tools for you. So I'm going to leave the live there. I don't want to make this too long. I just wanted to jump on and just give you, it's essentially 3 of the big issues that students face and point you in the direction of a few solutions. So I'm going to come back in later this week and give more tips and ideas really for students who are facing their upcoming GCSEs imminently.